Hi everyone, Jim Carroll and Eric Rattay here with another day in the life. Eric's got something cooked up for you today regarding good old debits and credits. And so often with an ERP system, one has to issue a credit. And Acumatica, being a full-featured product, provides you certain alternatives, and we're going to walk through that today. Of course, with Acumatica, we always like to point out that it is a very functionally rich product, that it's augmented by a behind-the-scenes workflow and business event engine, which allows one to set up all sorts of events that happen automatically. So it's kind of like having a no-charge employee behind the scenes to do various rote activities. Also, being modern cloud-based, it incorporates with the Internet of Things, and it has super reporting. We actually are integrated with AI, with various business intelligence tools, and then finally, because it's such a super product, everybody wants to use it, and therefore Acumatica includes unlimited user pricing options in terms of offering alternatives in terms of how to deploy the product to its customer base. With that as an introduction, we'll turn it over to Eric, and we'll talk about issuing credits to our fine customers. Eric?
Okay, so first thing first, the sales order entry screen allows you to enter sales orders, as it mentioned, but also issue a credit to the customer. So the customer will return the stock and then will issue a credit. So here at the order type level on the sales order screen, we have different types, and these types can be customized. And so each of them has a different behaviors. Like the CM order type has a credit memo as opposed to regular SO invoice, which is a sales order behavior. So for each type, we have a certain behavior. So now if I go to this order type credit memo, then I can see the workflow attached to it here. And so it can go to different stages: on hold, open, invoice, completed, canceled. So different workflow, and that depends on the type, and we can modify these workflows.
And these events here that we have, these are things, as an example, where maybe at one step you need approval, but another step it happens automatically, back to that workflow engine we were talking about. Is that correct?
Correct. And there's like a part of the workflow that can be changed with the order type. So we can require approvals, require control total, calculate freight, and so on and so forth.
Got it.
So we can do like this, but if we want something a little bit more sophisticated, then we can modify the workflow as well, the diagram that I was showing.
Yep.
So we can modify that as well.
All right.
So for the credit memo has any other type. Let's start with the sales order then first. So at the end of the day, we'll produce an invoice, and here we have the use the sales order account from. So this is where we'll take the sales account from. So in this example, we'll take it from the inventory item. So each item can have a sales account assigned to. So we'll take this one. So depending on the item that you're selling, then it will book against different sales accounts. In our case, we want to have something a little bit different. So we want to, when there is a credit, we don't want to use the item, reduce the sales of the items, but we want instead to have a different account depending on the reason why we're crediting the customer. So it can be for damaged goods, it can be for the freight that is not correct, it can be a discount that we forgot, and so on and so forth. So we want to have the debit on the revenue side depending on the reason why we're crediting the customer. So then, instead of having the inventory item reducing the sales, we want to have depending on the reason. So this is why it's called a reason code. And so we'll be able to create the reason codes accordingly, different reasons that the user will have to select from, and to make sure that the user don't forget to select a reason. Then we check this checkbox, require reason code. So then the user won't forget because it's required. So now, when entering a sales order of the CM type, let's pick our favorite customer, and let's select an item. So now if I try to save, now there is an error, and the error is because I'm missing the reason code, right? Because it's mandatory.
Right.
So I can select why there is a problem. So let's say it's damaged, and you can see here the sales account will be different. So now the sales account is not there yet, but now it's 4,100. And of course, because Acumatica is you can change the user right, so people cannot change the account number and just see it, but cannot change it.
Right.
And but since I'm the admin, then I have access to everything. But typically, people won't have access to the sales account. Just selecting the reason code, it will be booked into the sales account. And so each reason code that we have in the system, and I'm using the global search here at the top to select the streams I'm going to. But you can create as many reason codes as you want, and all the ones that will be listed at the sales order entry screen will be the issue as well as the sales one. So the difference between the two is that the issue will affect the sales account as well as the cost of goods sold account. So it will have a different account for cost of goods sold as well, as opposed to the sales account, the sales usage, where only the sales account will change, and the cost of goods sold will take the one from the item as usual.
Very good. So if I understand this at an upper level, let's say I've got 10 sales at $100 each, so that's $1,000, and then one gets returned. If I didn't have these reason codes, it would be the $1,000 less the 100. I'd be at 900 in sales. Here, I'm still at the 9,000 or 10,000 in sales, but I then have these different reason codes that I could say that on a reporting basis, I could say, oh, I sold 1,000, but $100 got returned, and the $100 got returned because of a damage, something
Correct.
like that. Got it. So it gives you some more clarity in terms of your overall operations, and being a sales guy, hey, I still sold $1,000. It's not my fault it was damaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Got it.
So then, yeah, this completes the presentation, basically.
Well, that was a very nice day in the life. Thank you so very much, Eric, and look out for more.